The world is weird, and most oftentimes the world is weird when we least expect it. For example, there are things that move out there and there are things that don't move. Typically, you would consider statues to be one of the latter, but sometimes they cry blood or even do a little dance. So brace yourself because things are about to get weird as we check out 10 scary moving statues that scientists can't explain. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to The Supreme, and click the notification bell for more lit content. Let's get rolling. Number 10. The Catholic Church Miracle. We'll kick things off with a story that took place inside of a Hobbs church during the spring of 2018. Over in New Mexico, hundreds of people crowded and stuffed inside the Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church for a chance to see something miraculous, as their Our Lady of Guadalupe statue began crying during its service. Visitors came from all across New Mexico and Texas, some driving hours to see what most of the patrons called an act of God. There was some speculation, of course, as it claimed that this bold event could influence an untold amount of people. An investigator within the ranks of the archdiocese was even called in to investigate and soaked up some of the statue's tears with cotton balls in order to aid in the investigation. The statue, which was built in Mexico, was actually just a loan to the church. However, in the wake of such a miraculous action, the church claimed that they would try to do what they could in order to keep it inside of the Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church of New Mexico. Number 9. Blinking Snow White. So we all know the story of Snow White, right? The young lady who had the favor of a prince. However, his mother got jealous and had Snow White chased into the woods. She stumbled upon a small house, laid down for a nap, and then woke up with 7 dwarfs, or 7 little people, whatever the politically correct way to say that is, standing all around her. Through all the portrayals of Snow White there are out there, none are as spooky as this next video. Featured in a show called Extra Paranormal, which airs down in Mexico, the statue of Snow White did something extra creepy. For starters, in a close-up picture, you can see that the eyes of the statue are painted on. So what happens next is beyond me. The statue's eyes can be seen blinking, opening and closing all by themselves. How is that possible? Is the statue possessed? Or did Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and the rest of the 7 dwarfs cast some sort of spell on the good-natured maiden? Number 8. Too real? Our next example takes us out to an unknown location where you can see the beautiful statue of a young woman. The image is so realistic that it almost looks as if this is a real person, as the details are just surreal. As a matter of fact, many believe that this was exactly the case, as the statue, on more than one occasion, seemingly shifts its posture. If you pay attention, you'll notice that her upper torso bends slightly as the camera operator makes his way around it. So what could this all be about? Is this really viral video content of a moving statue created by social media users looking to make a splash? Let us know your opinion by dropping those comments down below, and keep in mind, we want you to use the hashtag #SupremeFamily. That way your comments really stand out. Number 7. The Moving Buddhas. We'll travel out to Malaysia for this next clip that displays yet another moving object. Actually, to be more specific, several moving objects. So this is what happened. A bunch of Buddha statues began emitting a very bright and powerful light. This was obviously very strange and a shock to everyone witnessing it. After that, things got extra weird as all of the statues appeared to start moving. At first, their eyes can be seen blinking, while lips on other statues started going up and down as well. Super creepy. And as you can imagine, everyone in attendance was extremely shocked. One eyewitness even claims that one statue levitated a foot off the ground, but by that time the light was shining so bright that he couldn't get proper footage. So what do you think? A miracle or a hoax? Number 6. The Composition Doll. We'll stay with moving dolls for just another moment, as this next example is similar to the last. Now this time around, we've got ourselves what's called a composition doll, a style of doll that dates back all the way to the 19th century. According to legend, These dolls were once marketed as being unbreakable, as they were made with very unusual items like cornstarch, sawdust, and wood flour. Anyway, a young couple posted this clip back in 2016. They claimed to have bought the doll at a local flea market and immediately felt a very strange presence about it. Then, once they noticed the doll was moving by itself, they captured this video. Super creepy, right? But the real shame here is that you can't really return things that you buy back to flea markets, though they should be happy that they hopefully didn't spend more than just $1 or $2 on this haunted baby doll. Number 5. Jesus Christ. We'll move on and return to the land of strange moving statues, another video that comes from back in 2016. Again, we're not entirely sure where in the world this takes place, but keep your eyes on the Jesus Christ statue, dressed in the red robe, holding on to that cross. After just a few moments, you can see that the statue's head lifts up, almost as if he's trying to look towards the heavens. It's amazing to me that a lot of these examples of moving statues have elements of religion involved. Do you think that that's for a reason? Are these spiritual constructions possessed? Or perhaps a better way to say it, maybe these statues are simply blessed. Number 4. Virgin Mary cries what? We'll move on. We've got yet another statue that has been caught doing something that it has no business doing at all, and this time around it's of the infamous and adorned Virgin Mary. We're in San Jose de Matan, Argentina, where a homeowner named Rosana Mendoza claims that after she went to move a flower vase, she noticed something absolutely amazing. The Virgin Mary that she had situated in her home was crying. Now, as if that's not strange enough, this statue wasn't crying regular tears. Rather, the Virgin Mary was crying tears of blood. Soon after the news made local broadcasts and social media began people flocking to her house by the dozens. They worshiped the statue, accepted it as a positive sign, and some were even moved to tears. Rosana was even visited by Gustavo Paredes, the village priest, who was just as taken back as everyone else. Number 3. Ancient Egyptian statue. The next story has been featured in dozens of blogs around the world, with hundreds of people weighing in on perhaps the most bizarre moving statue footage that we've ever seen. This time around, we're at the Manchester Museum, where a tiny statue that dates all the way back to the year 1800 BC was caught on security footage doing something very bizarre. For decades, this ancient artifact laid behind this display glass, never being touched, never moving more than an inch. That is, until a couple security guards noticed that the statue was about a foot out of place, so they decided to do a little investigation to find out what exactly was going on. After reviewing the tapes, an eerie feeling and similar thought instantly settled in. This ancient statue must be possessed. Check it out. Over hours, the statue begins to rotate over and over and over again. And what's more is that upon further investigation, it was discovered that the statue would only move during the day. At night, it remained perfectly still. Some say that it was nervous to have all of those museum visitors examining it, and that the statue just wanted to turn its back to everyone. Others say that foot traffic sent thousands of vibrations up the case, thus forcing it to seemingly turn around by itself. Whatever the real answer is, well, it's one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. Number 2. Creepy Louie. As we often try to do, well, as much as we can, we've saved the best for last. Our first of those final 2 clips of the day features an old Louis Armstrong doll. For those who don't know, Armstrong was a songwriter, vocalist, and most popularly known as a trumpeter who made music for more than 40 years. The doll of him, which to be honest looks a little weird. Hey, what can I say? Bobbleheads just kind of creep me out. Anyway, this singing doll has some old batteries in it, and the sounds and movements that it churns out under this condition are pretty strange. It almost sounds as if the doll is possessed. Now, with all of the religious stories that we visited today, I don't believe for one second that this is as important as any of those instances, but you can't say that it doesn't sound funny. Number 1. Zach King's moving statue. So if you thought that last clip was funny, then this next and final one should be absolutely hilarious. Zach King is a YouTube personality that lives in Los Angeles. He's most well known for his old 6-second Magic Vine videos where he would digitally edit footage to make it appear as if he was doing magic. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is there some statue of Zach King out there that I don't know about? No, at least I don't believe so. But this final video is still pretty crazy. A janitor is cleaning up at a museum when he turns his back to mop the floor. As soon as he does that, the statue behind him starts making some pretty crazy movements. Check it out. Now that was pretty good. What would you do if you came across something like this in real life? Because if it were me, well, that'd be my last day handling that mop. And that's today's video. If you like today's video, leave a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you never have to miss out on any of our interesting videos ever again.